Thanks for the Memories, a screenplay by Felix Morgan. Exterior High Street in the middle of England day. It's grey. Light rainfall hits the puddles on the cobblestone floor. Dreary-looking parents drag their kids from shop to shop with looks of despair. We focus on Joel Fink, shuffling along in his winter coat. Headphones in, hood up, he hasn't isolated himself from the world around him. His hair blows from his deeply tanned face, and he lets out an exasperated sigh, placing his bags on the floor to reset his fringe for the umpteenth time. He walks past a shop, which seems to blend in with the wallpaper of the high street, largely going unnoticed by passers-by. There is no name on the store, and at first glance it seems empty. An unmarked white van pulls up next to him. A security man jumps out, carrying 2 empty demijohns, and walks into the store with purpose. Joel walks up closer to read a small A4 sign in the bottom corner of the window. Free all expenses trip to Southeast Asia. Curious travellers required. Inquire inside. He peers through the window and into the store. There is a small reception area by the entrance with a huge amount of empty space behind it. Near the back of the room is a solo desk with an impeccably groomed man sat staring at his computer. The security man is nowhere to be seen. Joel enters the store. Interior travel agent's day. As he enters the store, a bell rings to alert the staff of his arrival. The pitter-patter of rain is muted by low-tempo classical music. He lowers his hood and unzips his jacket. He looks up to see if anybody is greeting him, but the man is still working at his computer. He takes a seat in the reception area and waits to be seen. In front of him is a small coffee table, packed with travel magazines. He flicks through a few of them and notices they are all for Southeast Asia. He picks one up and starts to read it when he hears a voice.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, sir. How may I help you?
The travel agent is a handsome man with a posh but inviting English accent. He smiles a full smile at Joel, all the way from one eye to the other. His 3-piece suit is impeccably put together, jarring with the simplistic decor of the room.
Hi, I'm Joel. I saw the poster in your window.
You'll have to be more specific, sir. Which poster did you see?
Joel looks confused and turns back to the window, confirming to himself that it was the only poster in the window.
The one about Southeast Asia.
Oh, yes. That's one of our best sellers.
The poster said it was free.
Absolutely, sir. My colleague suspects that the price may be playing a role in its popularity, although I'd like to think the package speaks for itself.
Silence hangs in the air as Joel is unsure how to respond. The travel agent continues smiling, showing no signs of discomfort, despite the building awkwardness.
So, could you tell me a bit more about it?
Perhaps it's best if we take a seat first.
He smiles and points Joel past the large empty space and to a seat by his desk at the back of the room. As they walk to the back, Joel notices that the walls are filled with rows and rows of posters, all with first-person shots of people having amazing experiences in Southeast Asia. On the desk is a huge stack of files, scaling far above the normal height. The travel agent, sat at his desk, swivels his chair around and smiles at the man once more.
So, what would you like to know about the trip, sir?
I'm not really sure, what kind of stuff you're meant to ask with these things. I mean, I haven't been on a holiday in years, and I assume it's only available at specific times, dates.
Whenever you want, sir.
And how long do I have to go for? I mean, I really can't afford to take much more time off work.
The trip can be as long or as short as you would like, sir, though we would encourage you to make the most of it whilst you're there. We're very flexible to your requirements.
Oh, that's helpful. What else? I assume we cover all our own expenses when we're there. Is it just the flights that are free?
Everything is covered, sir. It won't cost you a penny.
What, you mean everything? Hotels, food, drink?
I mean everything, sir. The trip is free. All the information you need was detailed on the poster.
Joel looks back across the room and is able to see the reverse of the poster through the window. He confirms it only said 10 words on it and looks back puzzled. The travel agent is still smiling.
But I assume there must be some hidden costs. Is it one of those Ryanair-style holidays, where they put all the airport tax and processing charges get put on at the end and you end up paying like 500 quid?
Of course not, sir. We will pay for your flights, your accommodation, your food, your drink, your airport tax, your processing charges, And if you wanted to treat yourself to a drink at the minibar, we'll be sure to cover that too.
Puzzled, Joel pauses for a second. A loud noise comes from behind him and he turns around to see the security man from before exiting the back room. He is carrying the same two demijohns, but now they have a weird, intangible glow inside them.
See you next week, Christopher.
The security man nods his head, grunts something inaudible, and exits through the main door.
So what's the catch then? There's always a catch.
He picks up a leaflet from the desk and starts idly flicking through it while the travel agent speaks.
Well, and there is one small thing, sir, though I wouldn't describe it as a catch myself. We do have one policy that is slightly different to most travel agents. We will, of course, pay for all of your expenses and go to the utmost lengths to ensure you have the best trip of your life. We'll send you to the most beautiful vistas the continent has to offer, let you sample the finest cuisine, and take part in any activity your heart desires. It will truly be a fantastic trip. But you will not remember any of it when you return.
Sorry? I think I misheard you. What was that last bit?
You will not remember the trip, sir. Not a second of it. Because before you return, we will remove all of the memories you made whilst on holiday. You will, of course, not be allowed to take any photos, so we prohibit the use of cameras or social media. Whilst travelling, you'll also not be able to speak to any of your friends or family whilst you are away, and obviously, you will not be able to get any tattoos or permanent reminders of the trip.
What do you mean? You'll remove all my memories? Is that even possible? And what do you... Oh, do you mean it as some kind of, like, metaphor?
No, sir, no. I mean this quite literally. We have been running this trip for quite some time, and I can assure you, removal of memories is perfectly possible. We're proud to say we have never had a single complaint.
As the travel agent says this, he rifles through his desk and grabs something from a stack of files. He has a look of pride on his face as he turns to Joel and shows him it. A single sheet of paper, blank except for the words "customer complaints" at the top of the page.
But they can't remember any of it, right?
No, sir. Though I would like to think our high levels of customer satisfaction would continue even if they could.
But what's the point of them doing it if they don't remember? Why would anyone go on holiday if they have no memory of it? That's the whole point of going on a holiday, isn't it?
That is for you to determine, sir. I cannot press you into making a decision. I guess some people find more value in experiences than just memories.
Well, could there be more than memories? I mean, how would you even know? By the time I'm back, I may as well not have gone.
Perhaps an analogy would be useful. Do you remember your early childhood, sir? Before you were, say, 3 years old. Do you have any memories of that time?
No, I don't think so.
So, did they not happen, if you have no memory of them? I assume you would say they may not as well have happened, or did you have some other kind of impact in building the man who stands before me? In creating Joel? Development psychologists would say these are some of the most formative years in a person's life, yet we have no cognitive memory of them. You may not be able to remember them, or relive those moments, but that doesn't mean the experiences had no impact on you.
No, I get what you're saying, but it all sounds very intangible. I mean, if we don't have those memories, what do we actually have? We don't have stories to tell, or new friends to reminisce with, or even a new profile picture for Facebook. What will I actually be left with at the end of all this?
The experience of having done it, sir.
Joel takes a few moments to process this. He gets up and walks over to the posters on the wall, staring at it while he thinks things through. The travel agent stares intently, his smile never once breaking.
Of course, some people also view the lack of memory retention as an incredibly liberating thing. For example, have you ever had sex with a dog?
Of course not.
Would you like to?
No!
Well, perhaps that wasn't the best example. But one of the many benefits of this type of holiday is that it frees you to explore yourself completely, to do things you would never otherwise do. Memories can be incredibly useful in anchoring you to a specific vision of yourself, but they can also be quite restrictive. By removing that anchor, you become free to express yourself in the most base of ways.
So I go on a holiday, I don't get the memory, but I get the experience. I still don't get why you guys are paying, though. I mean, what are you actually getting out of it?
Well, Of course, sir. We retain ownership of all memories once they've been extracted.
That's it. That is... There it is, sorry. There it is. So I go on holiday and you get my memories. So it's not really free. It's just not money I'm paying with.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, sir, but would you be able to afford the holiday otherwise? They can be rather expensive, these trips, you know. For a comparable holiday with a more traditional agent, you could expect to pay upwards of £5,000. We're offering an experience which would otherwise be unobtainable for most people. All we ask in return is to retain possession of the memories we've paid for.
All right, I get it. It's weird, but I think I get it. So, what do you do with these memories? I mean, there's nothing deviant, right? No weird sex stuff and nothing that will get me into trouble.
Upon your return, the memories ownership is legally transferred to our company, at which point they will be processed and shared with my employer.
Your client?
I cannot elaborate on any specifics of my employer, but you can consider him a collector of sorts.
Joel sits back in his seat in silence for a second, hunched in his chair. He looks over at the travel agent, whose smile is yet to waver. After a slightly uncomfortable amount of time, he sits up suddenly.
Oh, fuck it then, why not? Let's do it.
Fantastic, sir. It's magnificent to have you on board. I can offer you my personal assurances that we will give you a once-in-a-lifetime experience. May I take your surname, please?
Fink. Joel Fink.
The travel agent smiles and swivels his chair around to his desk. He turns to the big pile of files, all alphabetized and perfectly aligned. After scanning through the names for a few seconds, he pulls a thick file out, over 40 pages in total. He places it on the desk and opens it up, revealing the name on the inside sheet. Joel Fink.